Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you had a good week. As you may know, the markets right now are not too happy, so as the Monday video keeps you up to date on that, I'll just say that as we continue to talk about here, we're going to keep an eye on the planning, and there's almost always something to talk about from the planning side. Please keep an eye out in the coming weeks. I'm putting together a special video to put some perspective on the recent returns from the markets. In the meantime, keep watching the Monday market updates if you want to keep up with the nitty-gritty of the markets. For now, today is September 30, 2022, at the last day of Q3, and this is your Friday planning video. This is another installment in that multi-part series I've been doing for the past few weeks about things to do in Q4 as we approach the end of the year. I do these videos every year, and it's very important that we start to, or at least continue to make our list, so we do all that we can not to let anything fall through the cracks. Let's start with what one of my all-star client CPA teams did this week. As you know, I don't give personal tax advice, but taxes are a focus. It's not what you earn, it's what you keep. So we hope to keep up with what has been a big, successful part of our practice, that is working with your tax advisors to do all we can to optimize your tax plan. So, this all-star and his accountant sent me the 2021 tax return and all 256 pages of it. Yes, in a secure email to be sure to keep personal information safe, but the point was, here is what last year's action produced as a tax liability. With the changes that we'll go over to his income in 2022, what can we do to better his outcome? That's what I'll be working on with he and his tax advisor. If this is something you want to do, please reach out. Yes, I'll review the taxes. Please let me know if you need help getting it to me securely. We can then confer with your tax team on ideas on how to do things in Q2 to make things optimal. Keep as much money as possible for yourself, not pay taxes that can be avoided properly. If you head back to the past few videos, much of that falls right into things that we'll do and the things that we've already talked about and things that we'll review. A few other items we'll work on in Q4. Let's talk about birthdays. I was accused today of being a savant when it comes to birthdays. I really do my best to acknowledge everyone's birthday. Oddly, there are friends that I have known since summer camp days when I was young, and they still hear from me once a year on their birthday. Why do we need to talk about birthdays? One of the things that we'll want to look at as we head down the home stretch in the end of the year is, did you hit any milestones in your birthday from a financial perspective? As for this list, nothing good happens before you're age 50, so translate that as you wish. At age 50, you've made it around the sun 50 times. What do you get for that? Not a special pin at Disney, although they may accommodate that. The U.S. government gift to you is that you can now contribute more money to your retirement plans. The catch-up provision, as it is known, allows you to add $6,500 a year to your 401k, 403b plans, over and above the $19,500 all those youngsters get to put in. So your limits are now $26,000. For IRAs, you can add another $1,000 a year for a $7,000 limit, not just $6,000. 55 years old, double nickels. What does this do for you? This is not as common, but these days you never know. Once you hit age 55, if you quit, get fired, or retire from your job, you can now access your 401k or 403b plan without a 10% penalty or without waiting until you're age 59 and a half. Speaking of, let's talk 59 and a half. This is a commonly quoted and not so commonly used age target, but it may be important, especially if you've saved a lot of your wealth in your retirement plans. At age 59 and a half, you can now access your IRAs and 401k, 403b plans without that pesky 10% penalty. You'll still have to deal with the income being taxable unless it's a Roth, but no 10% penalty to deal with. You may also be able to do an in-service withdrawal or a rollover from your corporate plan, also once you're age 59 and a half. This is useful if you're still working, but also want to access some of your retirement monies. It's a bit more complex, so let's talk about that if you're thinking about that one. Not too far away, 60. Survivor benefits from Social Security can start for most widows and widowers at age 60. 50 works at this point also if there's special circumstances. Next in line, 62. This is the earliest age that you can take Social Security. The good news, in my opinion, is the number of people taking Social Security at age 62 is half of where it was in 2005. This is clearly not always a mistake, and this can be subject to a whole separate video. Maybe it will be. So please get a full review of this before you start claiming your Social Security. Just a few more. 65. This is when most Americans are eligible for Medicare. Remember, if you miss the sign-up, it'll often cost you increased premiums. 66, 67. Around this birthday, you should be reaching full retirement age as determined by the Social Security Administration. Again, the benefits to waiting may be right for you. Check it out. Age 70. This is a big one for Social Security, probably the second biggest in my opinion after age 62. This is the birthday that marks when your Social Security check will stop growing at that fixed rate, currently 8% a year. You'll still be eligible for cost of living increases like the big one coming in 2023, but delaying beyond age 70 will require very special circumstances. Finally, the last big birthday for this list, age 72. At this one, it used to be 70 and a half, but now it's 72. This is the birthday that marks when your required minimum distributions must start. There are a few exceptions, and Roths are not subject to this, but otherwise the government will want to start getting their tax dollars on the money that you've been growing tax deferred. As we've discussed many times, don't miss this. The penalties are ugly, and there are ways to optimize this as well. So, happy birthday for everyone, but especially those who have special financial birthdays that will change your financial plan. We'll go over some more year-end planning ideas in the coming weeks, so please keep coming back. As always, please feel free to share this with your friends and family or anyone that you think is getting ready for this year-end push. I'll be back Monday with a market update, and most importantly, please keep in touch. As this market changes on a daily basis, please feel free to reach out, and if we can discuss what plans, if your plans need to change, and how we can do that. For now, have a great weekend.